Hi, this is Long. Today I'm just gonna take a look at the price actions today. I will start with copper. There's something wrong with my website, so I have to show you in Estonian. But anyway, in the copper market, today's price action is actually quite good. It pulled back initially and it got me a little bit worried, but it turned around and showing sign of a life again. So right now we still haven't broken the upper trend line yet, but I think it's only a matter of time. So I'm just gonna wait. And later in the session, actually, the price didn't drop very significantly, so I think it's still quite promising based on today's price action. Actually, if you take a look at this chart, it's actually so promising because you have the 1 2 and 1 2 base, and it's just perfect. It fits any guideline of the additive wave theory. So we are right now in the third wave, and it should be very impulsive, and I think it will be very soon before we reach a 2.9 level. So, okay, let's take a look at the cotton market. Actually, I took a position at the cotton market because today we had a little bit pullback, and the reason why I took the position here is because I have a very tight stop and loss. Just at 63.50 level, and the reason for that is as you know where your stop loss is, and if it triggers the stop loss, then it will have a very high probability of going down. But meanwhile, you have the open upside, so the upside is actually huge. Maybe you can just close half your position when it reaches 68, something like this, and close another half when it reaches 70 or something. But I mean, it's definitely promising, and even if it drops down, then you can take another short position and it will go all the way towards 56-ish. So for me, this is kind of educated decision, and uh, right now it's just in the middle. And if you ask me where it's gonna head, I mean, I just don't know. I just simply don't know. But I think it is a risk that that is worth taking, because even if it hits the stop and loss, you can still have a short position, and I mean, this is just very promising. So, and at the end, let's take a look at the natural gas. So you can see this market is definitely very fun to watch because it had just such a big gap just from yesterday's opening. So the problem right now is are we just gonna have a pullback right now, or we try to reach the $2 level before we have a pullback? And I sort of think that right now we are just trying to pull back, and this low might be the lowest point of this winter. It is very possible because according to the additive wave theory, this one is like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and now we are having a exhaustion gap. So it basically means that the five waves are complete, and right now we are just gonna have some sort of correction, and because of we had a gap cut down, that actually ruled out the possibility that we were having a correction, because you could count it as A, B, C, but I mean that certainly doesn't work anymore, because right now we are having the fifth wave, and it might be an exhaustion gap, and I tend to think so. It's an exhaustion gap. Otherwise, it will be quite horrific, because if it's an acceleration gap, then we'll definitely break 2.0 very soon. But I don't think that's the case because of the winter stuff. So right now, I think the place where you should close your position is 2.40 something, because of this five waves move. That definitely rules out the possibility that we were only having a correction. So the educated approach is try to close it with a little bit of profit, but just keep in mind that I really think we are just having an exhaustion gap, and this gap is not that a big deal. But can I be wrong? Of course, I have been wrong hundreds of times. So when you just when it goes up, just to be very cautious. If the weather is extremely cold, then mind you can wait for a little bit longer, maybe until the gap at 2.7ish, but otherwise you should just close it beneath 2.5 level. So this is for today, and I think it's worth mentioning today's price actions, because today is sort of important for the three markets, and I will certainly not do a lot of videos because I'm just very lazy and I have a lot of other things to do rather than just to watch the stock market. But anyway, I think, yeah, today is worth mentioning, and hope everyone is doing fine, and have a nice day.